Well, normal conversations are improvised. I guess it's making things happen without a script. It's not quite true. You can extemporize on a script. You can depart from something and go back to it again. But basically it's not rehearsed. It just happens moment by moment. It used to be popular among poets, musicians, but it went out of fashion for a while. Mm. Now it's back.
Did you bring it back into fashion?
There wasn't any in England when I started, in the early 60s. I only started because I wanted to know if the comedy classes were funny. And the only way to check that is to take them into public, into real people, and see how real people react. Mm. Yeah.
Because you began as a writer?
Yes, I came into the theatre doing that. I was already pretty screwed up. It takes me a long time to write anything. It's ridiculous. So, not really a writer, an unwriter, a rewriter. That's me.
And so you never performed improvisation?
No, I don't.
Yourself?
I don't really want to be a performer. Had to be on the stage a lot with improvisers, but I never liked that. There used to be reviews saying this idiot's on the stage, but the actors are very good. Oh, well, this idiot was making the actors very good, but no, really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my thing. Well, I certainly couldn't say I had a good time at school. I had a terrible time at school. It's really unusual for someone to go into teaching or be a professor who was bottom of the class for a while. It's not normal. Gives you a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm called to the headmaster's office and there's a woman who sort of talks to me. But she never examined my memory. She was some sort of Freudian. She thought the problems must be in my background. But the truth was, I'd never been able to remember anything really, except structures and stories and shapes. I know 2 phone numbers. One I'm not sure about. I have to really concentrate. But that's not normal. Can't learn a poem. Can't learn a language. Still can't. No. How will they know when I get Alzheimer's? I mean, how will they know? All the tests. I did get a test. I know the first answer. I answered the first question right. Yes. It's, who are you? What is your name? I passed that question 100%.
So do you think that that your mind is sharp through, because your mind seems really sharp to me, even though you don't have
well, if you don't
memory.
have any memory, you are likely to become an expert on spontaneity, moment by moment. Yeah, you make use of your disadvantages. Mm-hmm. Sure. I got this funny eye that somebody damaged, so I'm really good on eye contacts. I'm very aware of that. Yeah, you use your disadvantages to good effect. Yeah. There was an art teacher who was really nice at college. They had a crash course for teachers after the war. You could get in it with really very little academic distinction. I did fail that course as well. I tell you, I was a difficult person. But they did want me to teach. They said, come back and take English literature. I said, no, I never passed an exam in English in my life. They said, we want you to be a teacher, come back, we'll pass you. So I went back and they passed me. I became a teacher. So St. Luke's College, Devon. Yeah. But I got sidetracked somewhere.
After 50 years of teaching, how can you still be inspired by it? Why do you still love it?
Well, it won't always work. In London, I certainly made mistakes the first morning. Not sure we ever quite recovered by doing things that were too scary the first morning. That's fun. Mm-hmm. You know, hey, I screwed up there, I've got to rethink that. But as if you actually knew what to do and you had a system, it would be boring and you'd never do it. If you really know how to do something, probably you shouldn't do it anymore. Certainly not teaching spontaneity, because you won't be spontaneous. You try stuff, you see how it works. You modify it, you try it again. This has always worked, now it doesn't. Why doesn't it work? It's so interesting. Mm-hmm. But movement teachers tend to get very old and crotchety. First of all, their body's often screwed up. The movement teacher with the stick, but it's more than that. The human body is this thing, and they know exactly how to deal with it. And they're still doing it to earn a living. So year after year, those guys can get really pissed off. Improvisation teachers, no, it's all a mystery. You explore the mystery a bit further. I mean, sure, if this kept going for 100 years, we'd know so much more than we know now.
Tell me about the people that you teach, because you don't just teach performers.
I get a lot of therapists and a lot of people in management. Priests sometimes.
Priests?
Yeah. Roger the priest came to the summer school in Calgary, turned up again in Munich. Yeah. Sometimes often people who read Improv and they want to meet the person who wrote it, who they think is going to be like a really alive Mick Jagger type, and they hide their disappointment. Yeah. Why
do they come?
I guess because they like the ideas and they want to see what it's about. I mean, Improv seemed to have I keep getting letters from people now saying it's changed their lives. If I knew why, I'd write another one.